been learning Ava Rabba Ava Soilam for the last month together, and this is going to be the final day, and this is the final preparation for Kabbalah Torah. This prayer is the prayer of getting ready for Har Sinai. This is the prayer. You want Torah? You want blessing in your life? Torah is God's undiluted wisdom. So if you want it, this is the prayer to receive it. So the last part is Ubanu Bocharta Ki Kel Poyel Yeshuas Ata. God, you're the one that makes wondrous things happen in the world. You're the source of all the miracles. You're the source of all the good fortune that happens to a person. You get the job, you get the girl, you get the date, everything's happening, everything's on the up and up. It's always linked back to Hashem. Hashem, you sent that to me. You're the one that's causing all the salvations. Everything. Ubanu bacharta mikol am v'lashon. Hashem, smooth. Hashem, you offered the Torah to all of humanity. Everybody else said, what's in it? What's in it? It's conditional. Came to the Jewish people and he said, do you want the Torah? And we said, Naaseh v'nishma. If it's coming from you, then we want it. If it's coming from you, then we want it. A love, a bond that's above this world. That's why, isn't it interesting that when do we have that bonding moment with God when we're first born? It takes a few days to get it. The moment of the bonding, of coming into the covenant with God, is the bris. And the bris happens at 8 days. Now, I would have thought if it's a bris, meaning I'm coming into a godly covenant where I'm agreeing to give myself to you and you're agreeing to give yourself to me, that's what a covenant is. I agree and you agree and we make something even bigger. And it also means that I give something up. You know, the old blood brothers and covenants between kings. And I'm going to give you something, you're going to give me something, and we're going to create something. Part of that was if they would have two kingdoms married together. The princess of one kingdom and the prince of the other kingdom. There was a covenant of we're giving and we're creating something even bigger than either one of us. So Hashem says, I'm going to protect you. Do you know what you have to do? You have to make me your God. So we did that. We said Naaseh v'nishma. But isn't it interesting that we reconfirm that bris when we're 8 days old? Wouldn't it be more apropos, seemingly, to reconfirm that bris when you're like 18?
Yeah.
You're not a minor, like really major minor? Yeah.
You can't. The baby's not really making the choice, it's made for them.
That's right. So it seems like, wouldn't it make more sense to have a bris when you're older? So what's the message? Why do we have our bris at 8 days? Also, 8 is very significant. The bris is at 8 days, and it's in a time exactly when we don't have consciousness yet. Because you know what the bris between God and the Jewish people is? It's above your consciousness. It's super conscious. It's we're re-tapping into something that happened at Mount Sinai, and the child is going into a level beyond this world. That's the bris that Hashem made with us. As we said, Hashem, we don't even need to know what it says in your Torah. We already want it. It's like above this world. That's why 8 is always the number that's above this world. 7 is this world. 8 is above the world. 8, how do you say 8? Shmona. Shmona is the same letters as Neshama. Your Neshama is above this world. That's 8. That's the world of the 8, the world of the beyondness of everything. Everything about this world is 7. 7 colors in the spectrum, 7 continents, 7 notes on the musical scale.
Does this have to do with life?
7 days of creation.
7 days of creation. That's why it's so... People have tried for millennia to change the 7-day work week. I think they wanted to make maybe in certain communist places, like longer work weeks, shorter work weeks in certain places. Nobody was ever able to change the 7-day work week. It's like put in to the fabric of creation. There's nobody in the world that has such a thing. It's in creation. There's different calendars. There's different yearly cycles. There's different New Year's, different cultures. 7-day week. 7-day week. 7 is this world. 8 is beyond this world. That's why Shmona is the same letters as Shemin. Shemin is what? Oil. Is oil mixed with the water? Does oil always rise above? Oil is beyond. That's why interesting, 8, Hashem's another one of those winks. Got winked at today, didn't you? A few times. So 8 is interesting because when you flip 8 on its side, it's like the infinity symbol. It's the beyondness. It's above this world. 8 is above this world. And so the bris of the Jew is 8. It's above this world. Because our relationship to Hashem is beyond. We're not saying Hashem, I want a relationship with you if I could figure the whole thing out. We said if it's coming from you, we are in. So we're bonded, and that's why the bris happens. It re-taps you in to that beyond nature connection that we have. And Hashem chose that and chooses that. That someone should be connected to him in the beyondness. Without all those strings and, what are they called? Strings attached? No strings attached. Hashem, if it's coming from you, then we want it. And Hashem, you brought us, our King. We're not embarrassed to talk about Hashem as a king. A lot of the world has a hard time relating to the idea of a king. They feel like it's distant or it's too intense. We love the concept of king. And you know who's going to be the greatest king of all time? Mashiach. Mashiach is going to be a reincarnation of King David. It's good stuff. And Mashiach is going to be the greatest king of all time. He's going to be a king in the world. A king of flesh and blood here in this world. And a king of love and benevolence and goodness. And he's going to be a man of wisdom. It says that Mashiach is called Peliyotz. Peliyotz. If people learn with Rabbi Dovber, they know about the Peliyotz. Peliyotz means the wondrous advisor. People are going to come to Mashiach for all sorts of advice. How should I run my business? How should I be a better husband, a better wife, a better father, a better mother, a better son? Mashiach's going to have all these answers. He's going to be a wondrous advisor. He's going to be a king. And he's the one that's going to clue us in to what it means that Hashem is the king. Hashem is the king of goodness. So we love the idea of the king. We embrace the king. Long live the king. Mamish, we're into the king. And Hashem, bring us, our king, to your name. You know, a name is an interesting thing. A name is a way that I can relate to you.
Identify.
And when it comes to Hashem, that's what he gave us. So when we talk about identifying with Hashem's names, Shimcha HaGodel, we're talking about identifying with the most intimate parts of how Hashem is connected to us in this world. Sela, forever. Be'emes be'ava, in truth. Truth also means forever. Because anything that's false in this world will eventually go away. So how did the Roman Empire fall? Who destroyed the Roman Empire?
It collapsed.
It just collapsed on itself. Because anything which is not built on truth and goodness eventually will just collapse. So in the end of days, all the evil in the world will just collapse. It'll just dissipate like smoke. And only emes will continue. That's why this is an important takeaway. To the degree that you in this world identify with truth, that will be the human being that you'll be in the world to come. But if a person spends his time running after falsehood, so he gets to the world to come and he's like, where's the falsehood at? And they're like, it doesn't exist here. And it's going to be very confusing for a person. There are those that explain it like this. If you're learning Gemara, let's say you're like really in this Gemara, and all of a sudden in the middle of the Gemara, you get this buzz, and you have some, excuse my French, some stupid TikTok video come up and just totally pull you to the world of falsehood. So now you come up to Shemaim after 120 years, in the middle of the Gemara, all of a sudden you see this like thing. Like, what is that? You have no idea what's going on. It doesn't make any sense to you. It's not the reality of the universe. It's completely confusing. It's like foreign. Now, what if a person's whole life was that? Hashem Yirachim. It's like a very foreign world to come. Because all the person has in the world to come is how much he connected to truth, to emes, the ava, and the whole thing is done with love. And then the final line here, Lahoidos lacha liachedcha bi'ava. Lahoidos means, Hashem, you gave me the ability to say thank you to you for everything that you gave me. And I'm going to do this with love. Ula'ava, to keep saying love here. Everything is love. Eshemecha, and we love you, Hashem. And then we end. Baruch ato Hashem. Hashem, you're the source of all blessing. Haboicher be'ama Yisrael be'ava. That we chose you, Hashem, and you chose us with love. You told us that you love us. Like, sometimes you have these relationships, like, so you say it first. No. Like you say it, like, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up. I can't. Like, who's going to say, I love you first? So you know who said it first? Haboicher be'amo Yisrael be'ava. Hashem says, I love you. Then we say Shema. And then right afterwards, ve'ahavta es Hashem elekecha. And Hashem, we love you. Hashem loves us. All of Kabbalah Torah's love is so much love. It's mamish love. It's mamish. Anybody know what the Torah calls the Passover holiday? I gave it away a bit. Pesach. Does it call it Pesach? The Torah says the Passover holiday is called Chag HaMatzos, the festival of the unleavened bread. Had that one before? Get some unleavened bread in there. Unleavened bread, the festival of the matzahs, of unleavened bread. But we call it Pesach. Hashem calls it the festival of the matzah, and we call it unleavened. We call it festival of Pesach. You know what Pesach means? Hashem, that in the plague of the death of the firstborns, that you passed over the Jewish homes. Because we distinguish ourselves as non-idol worshipping people. And we actually took the Egyptian idols and we slaughtered them. And that happened 4 days before Pesach, on Shabbos HaGadol, that we took the sheep, which the Egyptian culture, the ancient Egyptians held as gods, and we tied them to the bedpost, and then we shechted them. And they saw us be like taking a god, they worship them, like you're shechting the god, which itself is a bit funny, like, come on, bro. Hashem is God. And it says their teeth all fell out, they're like, at that moment. And we completely rejected it. We also did a bris milah, because nobody could eat from the korban pesach. Now we ate the korban pesach to elevate whatever sparks were there. And we took the blood and we put on the doorpost, and Hashem passes over the houses. So what are we telling Hashem? We're saying between you and I, when I have Passover, I say, have a wonderful Pesach. I'm always thinking about Hashem, look what you did. You passed over the houses. Hashem, look what you did. And Hashem says, no, but in my Torah, I'm going to write Chag HaMatzos. Because look what you guys did, Klal Yisrael. You ate matzahs. And we're like, no, Hashem, look what you did. You passed over our husband. No, look what you did. No, you hang up first. Hashem, we're always in this unbelievable love with Hashem. An unbelievable ava with Hashem. Haboyecher be'ama Yisrael be'ava, be'ava, be'ava. Tomorrow night, we're going to be staying up the whole night, learning Torah like maniacs. Like maniacs. Because we're fanatics for Torah learning. We love Torah learning. We're also fanatics for loving kindness. We just help people and we love and we give charity like crazy. This is what we're fanatics for. Like one time there was somebody who was telling me like, they have these things like flash mobs or something. Is that what it's called? A flash mob? And everyone's like comes out and like either dances or something. So there was a guy. Oh, it was for a simcha or something. It was that someone was getting married, and like he wanted people, like a lot of people to come. So someone said, oh, it's like a flash mob. We're going to bring a flash mob to the wedding. He's like, no, I want it to be like a love riot, like a love mob. Flash mob is like, I don't know. He didn't relate to that language. Like a love mob. We're just going to bring tons of people to this guy's wedding and just cheer him up because he didn't have much family here and just dance for this guy like crazy. A love mob. A mob of just love. Just love. So we're big lovers. We just love. We love and love and love. And mamish love. We're big, big lovers. So this is all going to happen tomorrow. And we're going to learn the whole night. So I want to leave you with a question, a famous idea. Which is, if the whole purpose of Shavous is to show Hashem how much we love His Torah, and therefore we want to go crazy and learn all night long, well, wouldn't it make sense to kind of not learn in that way if you want to learn a lot of Torah? I mean, how long is the night after? By the time we finish the meal, it's like 11 p.m. So you learn from 11 p.m. until like 4, then you have to get ready for davening. So how long is the night actually? 4 or 5 hours? Not so long. Yeah, coffee break. We hope people aren't, spending more time at the coffee nook with, with the fruit platters and stuff, and the sushi bars and things. And I don't know if they're going to have sushi, but they usually have geschmacka things and poppers and stuff like that. Leave it to Rabbi Rossman. He knows how to make it happen. So, what are you spending time there? Be in the Beis Medrash. Wouldn't it make more sense after the meal? And then what happens? People learn the whole night, 4 or 5 hours with the coffee breaks. They daven, and they just pass out the rest of the day. They make a joke that they say the Bachram, they stay up all night on Shavous, they go to sleep, and then they wake up for the shofar in Elul. They don't wake up, for a while. Don't do that. No. Yes, the shofar wakes us up in Elul, but you don't want to wait till then. There's important time now, and the rest of summer's mine. So wouldn't it make more sense? Go to bed at a reasonable time. Learn like 2-3 hours after davening, after the meal. Wake up at a regular time, 8 o'clock. Have like a good night's sleep. Right after davening, learn the whole afternoon. You have a long day. Learn like 6-7 hours just the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? So you could pack in double the amount of learning. So why do we do it in this way? So I heard a cute analogy that there was a boy and a girl, they were dating. So the boy was in 5 towns. The girl lived in Baltimore. And things were getting serious. Baruch Hashem. And they were going to meet in Philly, midway. They're going to meet in Philly to, things were moving along. And instead of driving like the whole way, they just meet halfway. So all of a sudden, the girl, she's getting ready and she's having, she's getting ready to make the trip up to Philly. She hears a knock on the door. And who is it? It's the boy. She's like, you just drove, what are you doing? We were supposed to meet in Philly. Why'd you drive all the way here from 5 towns? So he said, I'm just crazy about you. You're crazy about somebody, you do kind of crazy things. I know you're right, the plan was, would have made more sense to, meet in Philly, but I'm just crazy about you. It would make more sense for us to, go to bed Shavuos night and, wake up and have, a normal, learning. but we're just crazy for God. Like we have to do something crazy. To stay up the whole night and just be madly in love with you. So be madly in love with God. Hashem is madly in love with you. Have a wonderful Shavous. Learn and open your heart up to something very, very beautiful that's about to happen on Shavous night and davening. And we should be Zoicha Mamish, this Shavous, to experience Mamish, the Koilim Abrakin, to experience the unbelievable light that Hashem has in store for us for Shavous, and to take our souls and elevate them to the highest levels in the highest worlds, and be Oivdei Hashem be'emes, Ana Avdei Dekucha B'richu, and to have this intimate, eternal connection with Hashem, with Mashiach Tzidkeinu B'mher V'yameinu. Amen. Kol Tov, my friends. Have a wonderful day. A Freilach in Shavous, a wonderful Yom Tov.